this is the introduction with respect to the cell scripting classes. So here, how we are doing it, we have a setup, like basically when you talk about cell scripting, so it will be more towards the automation, administration part. So we have a setup also, means we have a machine and we have configured virtualization. With the help of virtualization, we have a number of nodes, 10 to 15 nodes. So by doing that, we can do a lot of automation, and we can, while doing this training, we'll be going forward to writing a script which is like used in the production environment as well. So before going to start, just I will give you some idea, basic introduction part, what is shell scripting and how we are using it. So as you know, shell scripting, when we talk about shell scripting, it is more towards the Linux part. So all the sysadmin, they will be using this, and nowadays this is one of the major requirement. If you say I'm having Linux experience, so they are expecting the same experience in shell scripting also, because the automation, like IT industry is moving towards the automation. So by using shell scripting, you can do automation. So the possibility of getting better opportunity will be increased if you will go ahead with shell scripting. So in shell scripting, suppose I have drawn this diagram. So let's take an example of this. So before going to start, I will just ask one question, like if you will add 2 plus 2, what will come? You will answer like 4. So I will write here, if I will multiply again with the small numbers, then you will answer these things. But if I will do something like very complex number or big number, even if I will add also, you will take time to answer it. So my question is, why you are taking answer? So let me explain this one, then we'll come on the scripting part, so that we'll be understanding the purpose and the logic for shell scripting. So when you are storing 2, when I'm giving you this query, then you are saying its answer is 4, and 2 into 3, its answer is 6. How it is, like, because I have given you the input 2, so you are storing 2 somewhere in your memory, and again I am giving you the plus operation, again you are storing plus operation in your memory, then again one input 2, then your brain is working on that inputs which you have stored in your memory, and again the output stored somewhere like in your memory, and your brain is taking the input as a 4. You are able to say 4. Here also you are doing the same thing, and we know the plus and this mathematical operation, plus and multiply, how it works. We already have done this from our childhood, and all the libraries which already have set. If you will give the same thing to newly born baby, that person or any person who is not aware of this one, so that person will not be able to answer. But here, if you will talk about this one, so you will take time, and even I can say you will take time to store this individual input also. So output is very difficult. Why? Because okay, if I will give the same example to the person who is preparing for any aptitude exam or any CAT exam, that person is like better than us, or able to answer fast as compared to us, because he is having some tricks, some shortcuts. By using that person is able to answer very fast. Now come on the previous question. Here, how the person, because we are also having the same brain, and the other person also having the same brain, but how they are reaching to their brain, means if I will talk about computers, so they are able to access their hardware very fast, they are able to access their brain very fast with the help of some shortcuts. So we call the libraries. So because of that libraries, that person who is like preparing for CAT exam or any aptitude exam, able to store these things and able to answer very fast, because able to access the resource very fast as compared to us. So we are facing the memory allocation issues, and we are unable to store the memories. So we are unable to store the outputs. So come in the diagram now. Suppose I am the user. I want to copy something from some location to source location to destination. So what I will do? I will go here, and I will like, this is the example of any operating system, whether it is Windows, Linux or Macintosh, anything. user like who are interacting with the system. This is like we have two interface. We can interact with computer system or hardwares with the help of these two interface. So when we talk about this thing, so the first thing is like OS. We should know what is the meaning of OS. So OS is like an operating system. So I will say in simple language, operating system is a software which manages the computer hardware. And the purpose of OS is to go for the optimum utilization of my hardwares. The person who is answering very fast is able to do the optimum utilization of his brain or hardwares. And here also we are trying to do that. So operating system we have installed so that we can do the optimum or maximum utilization of our hardwares. So how we are reaching to the hardware? User cannot directly communicate with hardwares. User cannot directly communicate with kernel. Now what is kernel? Again come in this question, in this scenario. Kernel is the core part of any OS. So kernel having all the libraries, all the utilities, commands, everything. As suppose even if I have this input also, but if I don't know how to operate, what is the function of this plus and multiply, I cannot do. So all the things will be, this all are the libraries, or the person who answered very fast, he is also using some set of libraries, because libraries in the sense like some sort of shortcuts. By using that, the person is able to access the hardware or able to answer very fast. So kernel is something like it is a set of library. It is a core of any operating system and having a set of libraries which will be using for to access your hardware. User cannot communicate with hardware. User cannot communicate with kernel. User is interacting with hardware by using kernel with one of the interface, with the help of one of the interface called graphical user interface and cell. So graphical user interface, like suppose if you are using your Windows machine, then you will be using mouse and you will be you will do click and all. So the things will come. Same way in Linux also we have graphical user interface, Gnome, KDE, CD and JDS. But we don't want this factor because it will reduce your efficiency or performance. Suppose for example, if I'm saying copy a file from C drive to D drive, then you will use mouse. While using mouse, you are one of the physical motion converting to digital motion. Then again you will right click, one big page will come. In that one you will select one of the options. So lot of processes are running on the background and it will take your resource. So for simple copying, if 10 process running, so your hardware is busy with 10 process. So if I have command line, I will open whether in Windows, Linux, like in Linux we have shell, in Windows we have CMD or PowerShell. So I will use and I will give the command, it will in one shot, it will copy everything. So graphical user interface here not required because my business want performance. If like suppose you are using Facebook, Gmail, if it is very slow, then you will not go for to even open the Facebook or Gmail, right? You will go for some other services because you want the fast or you want the good performance. So same way, like I will reduce this one and I will go here. Now user is communicating or user is accessing hardwares via kernel with the help of one shell or interface called shell. Now here I don't have graphical user interface. So in the production environment also, when we are logging to the server where our application deployed, we don't have graphical user interface. But if some software requires graphical environment, like suppose if you are installing a web server or DB server, then you need graphical user interface. So that moment will install the packages and you can take the graphical interface on your Windows machine. That can also done via cell only. So this is the most preferred or recommended way. User can interact with kernel and kernel will communicate with hardware. But how user is interacting with kernel? With the help of shell. And that shell is called bash shell. We have lot of shells, and in shell scripting also we are covering with bash shell, KSH, SH, TCHS. So all will be these are the shells, and these user will use these shells to communicate with kernel. and kernel will do the operations. Now suppose this is the example, like suppose if I want to create a user in one machine, like 10 users in one machine. Suppose I have 10,000 machines, so I have to create 10 into 10,000 machines, 1 lakh users in particular machines. So now I'm not going with graphical way, I have to execute a command, like 3 commands, 4 command I will execute. So it will take time. Okay, because I have 10,000 servers, it's very difficult. So what I will do, I will not use user also. I will create a script, I will deploy the script, and that script will run on the shell and it will install everything. For example, here we have setup, and I will log in by using root credential. So, like suppose I'm going to create a user, like 10 users. So how we are doing it? Like suppose user list. Suppose I have this file. This file is already there. So I will just modify this file. So in case of Tom, because I already have created this, so I will just say 1. These are the username, and I have to create these users. So if I'm creating one by one, I have to give like this user add. Suppose I'm saying tell user created. Then for giving the password also you have to do this. Then you will give some password. This way you have to create n number of users. It's very difficult. So what we can do, we'll write a script for x in cat user list. So from this is the file where I have given the username. So this is simply one loop we can run, and we can give the command. So user add x, and the same password we can give, whatever the password here, for $x. So what it will do, it will create the users. Like we just initiated, as I have mentioned, we just initiated and it is creating all the users. So same way we will put the loop in n number of servers, and it will do the same stuff with all the servers. So the major motive or model is this, where if I am talking about scripting means, in one line if I want to define, I will say I will mix the command with logic so that it will do the automation. So the repeated task will not be involved with our resource. So suppose here what we have done, we created 4-5 users, and one time only we have to execute. So the repeated things will not do. So our environment will be very productive, and very less chances also that we are doing any mistakes. Thing is, like we have to first create a script and run it on our test environment. So this is the logic of shell scripting. So here in shell scripting, how we are doing it, like basic class, this is the example, and most of the things we'll be doing we'll be writing a script and we'll be explaining the script. So like in shell scripting, how you will calling a variable, how you will defining a variable, how you are using a variable, and if else, nested if else, loop we will be covering for while, until. Then we'll mix both the things, nested if else and looping, so that the more option or more example will come. Then later we'll go for functions with the help of, then in functions we'll be using all the things like if else, nested if else, loop, and we'll create a functions. That function will recall, and later we'll explain the same thing as I have mentioned, like we have 4-5 cells. Suppose in your environment, suppose you are using TCSS. So we'll give you some idea about how you will writing a script in TCSS, KSSL, but the major part is Bash, and other advanced level script will be giving in the in our class. So this is all about the introduction part.